Just a few moments ago, I thought, what if I sound really weird and awkward on this recording? What if people doze off while I'm speaking or skip this video because I'm boring? That right there is analysis paralysis, or more commonly known as overthinking. My name is Zafar. I'm 14 years young and I'm still overthinking about my decision for choosing either science or commerce. I want to go to space. I want to join the UN. I want to come on TV. I want to start a business empire. I want to do so many things, but life is just too short for that. So I'm still overthinking about my decision that was due months ago. This process is called rumination, or constantly going over the same event over and over again. Overthinkers are guilty of rumination. Now, whilst I was researching about overthinking, I noticed how few investigations have been conducted about something that seems so minor but can cause so much harm. So I conducted a few virtual surveys myself, and I must say the results are quite shocking. There were people from immigrant or expat families that were willing to share their emotions or family problems with me. These children of immigrant or expat families were concealing themselves from their parents for the fear of going back to their home countries, or were split between the culture and traditions of their home country with the culture and tradition of the country they were residing in. Now, many Asian parents might be laughing at me right now, and I remember having a conversation with one myself. They told me, "We're Asians. We don't have mental health or family problems." That ideology is quite destructive. Now, don't get me wrong, I respect Asian parents for wanting to grow their children to become strong-minded individuals, and in fact, I understand where they come from. Many people post about their depression or record themselves crying for the sake of attention without getting a proper diagnosis, which leads us to underestimate the damage caused by it. Hence, parents start to take this issue lightly. Now, I'm not here to talk about depression or to shame parents. I'm here to talk about the root cause of many of these problems, aka overthinking. Sure, overthinking does have benefits. Sometimes we need to go through all the possibilities of a certain decision in order to analyze whether it is consequential or not. But it does more harm than good. A recent Stanford study shows that overthinking not only impedes our cognitive abilities, but also can damage our creative potential. According to Ashley Carroll, a psychiatrist at Parkland Memorial Hospital, when we ruminate on certain thoughts, it can snowball into bigger and much more extreme negative thinking. It becomes an issue when it starts to affect everyday functions, like ruining your sleep at night because you can't turn off those thoughts, or affecting your appetite, or becoming so lost in your thoughts that you start to isolate yourself from other people. Overthinking can also affect physical health. Some of Ashley Carroll's patients who deal with negative thoughts and anxiety have also experienced headaches, body aches, stomach problems. Overthinking can also disrupt your learning ability or stop you from performing tasks. Scott Grafton and a team of researchers at USCB's Brain Imaging Center wanted to find out exactly which parts of the brain were impacted the most by new learning. Researchers took healthy participants and had them hooked to fMRIs while playing or learning a new game. The participants that learned the fastest were the ones that shut off their frontal lobe and their anterior cingulate cortex, which are regions that are associated with cognitive function. In simple terms, it means that overthinkers are at a big disadvantage when learning something new that does not explicitly require these regions. You might be thinking, okay, Dua, why are you boring me with so much research? Truthfully, I'm trying to scare you. Overthinking may not be an illness, but it is the cause of many. The dangerous health hazards that can be caused from overthinking range from stress to depression to the point where we cannot shut our brains at night. Insomnia. Now hold up, wait a second, please don't think, oh my god, overthinking creates so many problems. I could get depression, insomnia, and whatnot, and my mental health could seriously get damaged and affected, and I'm gonna die and the world's gonna end. That right there is overthinking, and that's the last thing I want you to do. Instead of thinking overthinking is a problem, think every problem has a solution by taking one thought, one step at a time. A journey of 1,000 miles does not begin with everything at once, but with one step at a time. But more into detail, surprisingly, mental breakdowns can be solved physically through exercise and meditation. And sometimes we need silence. Today's world is a busy world, and silence is almost impossible to get. Introducing more silence into your life can have astonishing results. Did you know that an average mind has approximately 70,000 thoughts a day? That's a huge number. Now imagine if a huge portion of those thoughts were negative. What damage could it inflict? Okay, I'll stop scaring you again, but instead I'll teach you something. Put a timer on your phone that makes a sound when 30 seconds are up. For 30 seconds, I want you to close your eyes and count the thoughts that you can catch. Just 30 seconds. Any thought that pops up into your mind, count it. It could be 1, what on earth is this test? 2, when is the time going to end? 3, I don't want to do this. It doesn't matter. Those thoughts count. Did you know that some people have registered over 50 thoughts within these 30 seconds, which is more than nearly 2 thoughts a second? But with this technique, we can become more aware of our thinking by utilizing silence. But now I want you to try this again, except this time I want you to focus on one thing that you do daily without applying much effort or awareness to it. Breathing. Make sure you breathe deep and slow. Simple, right? How many thoughts did you catch this time? You probably weren't even counting. In fact, what you did just right now is meditation, which isn't religious or something only 400-year-old monks living in the mountains do. Anyone can do it. You just practiced a form of mindfulness. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This brings us to the conclusion of my speech. My last piece of advice would be, instead of analyzing it, prioritize it. My name is Zafar, and I was once the greatest overthinkers of all time. Thank you.